Daniel, Elden Ring on the Switch 2 is finally coming out, and this has always been a bit of a problemed one, its development. So it was part of the original Switch 2 Direct, and it was one of the first games announced for the system, and it is a big deal, because Elden Ring is one of the biggest games of the decade. It was absolutely huge. Millions of people have played it, and to play it on a portable is going to be a pretty big deal. But we finally got hands-on time back at Gamescom, and it wasn't good, frankly. I played a bunch of the game, and it was just dropping frames all over the place. And this was a cross-platform game. It was on PS4 and PS5. And even on PS4 and Xbox One, it at least ran pretty well. But Switch 2 was dropping into the 20s much of the time. It was just a troubled port. And after the impressions from hands-on events, they just delayed it. And after maybe almost a year, we have finally heard that it is coming, and it is coming very, very soon. Elden Ring is launching on August 28th.
Yeah, Steve and I also got a chance to take a look at this when we were at PAX West last year. And as you were saying, the performance was not great. It was not what we were expecting out of something as powerful as the Switch 2. And so the delay makes sense. Seeing it delayed this amount of time and seeing it now, it looks like it's in a much better place than what we were expecting beforehand.
Yeah, it was unfortunately called Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, which was funny because it wasn't good. But it's called that because it comes with the new Tarnished pack, which just gives you some armor sets and a few other things. Pretty minor stuff. But it also comes with Shadow of the Erd Tree, which was the big expansion, and it's pretty vast. And so that comes included on the game key card. Of course, it's a game key card.
Of course.
But we have seen some gameplay as well. And while it is fairly short, it does look good. I'd say it looks somewhere between PS4 and PS5, which is naturally where it should be. But the important part of the story is it's running well. They're charging through the overworld, they're fighting dragons, and it doesn't seem to be dipping. And we'll be able to tell fairly soon exactly how well it's running. But just going off eye, it's good. It's good. It's not inconsistent anymore.
Yeah, that's my main concern, and something that we see a lot with Switch 2 editions of anything now is that the performance is beyond things that I would expect, and I continuously see titles that are performing more or like beyond my expectations for what I would expect from the Switch 2. Just keep seeing third parties just knocking it out of the park, and I'm glad that's to see this one is starting to like elevate itself and be on par with those titles as well. But yeah, there's just like maybe not even a minute of gameplay for Switch 2 here, but it all looks very impressive.
And it's nice they took the time to delay it, rather than just releasing something that was clearly not very good. I'm glad they took like a year to just iron things out, especially with Duskbloods coming up, which is the other From Software game. So if Elden Ring wasn't running well, it wouldn't have been the best outlook for how that game was going to turn out. So yeah, good things all in all. And I played a lot of Dark Souls on the Switch 1, which was a good port. It was locked at 30, but it was a solid 30, which is a far cry from how I played it on PS3, where it was just dipping all over the place. And one thing with Dark Souls and Elden Ring is I always claw everything, because the run button is where A is on the Switch. And if you want to turn the camera while running, which you're going to want to do, you've got a claw. But now we've got old GL and GR, which are going to find some use in this one.
Good old Pro controller for Switch 2. Yeah, I've used those paddles for so many titles, and as you say, with the run option in a lot of games, like most recently for me with Pragmata, like when they map the run to like pressing in the stick for my movement, that's something I immediately start to change these days. And so like people who are playing like the Souls games, these kind of titles, like it's something that's really intuitive for people to be able to make use of. Like maybe not everybody has the Pro controller, but for those that do, they'll be able to benefit highly from this sort of thing.
Yeah. It's also just going to be a really nice Nintendo game. I think a lot of people who like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are really going to like Elden Ring. It's one of those games where like you enter through a cave, much like Breath of the Wild, and then you're just out in the world, and there's a path you can follow, but you can also just explore and go anywhere. And while these games are known for being quite hard, this is one of the more forgiving ones, because if you get stuck, you can just go do something else. If a boss is giving you a hard time, just go elsewhere, get better gear, level up, do other bosses. It's a sprawling game that can last you over 100 hours, but it's a revolutionary one, and I hope a lot more people get to play it on Switch 2 now. I'm just looking forward to playing it again on a portable. That's a really exciting prospect, but not
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. So if somebody, for example, myself, hasn't delved in too much with Elden Ring and this kind of games, like is this the one of its genre to jump into with Tarnished Edition? Would you say?
I think so. I think so. So I've played every
Hmm.
core, Souls game. So I guess it's a bit tricky for me to objectively look at like what the best starting point is. But I think this is the most
Right.
friendly one. Yeah, mostly because you can just leave and go somewhere else. But I think the difficulty with these games is often a bit overstated because there's always crutches you can use. Like if you're stuck, you can summon someone else to help you, and they'll just help you just get through it quite easily. So there's
Oh, okay.
always little ways around it. But yeah, the key part of this one, just go somewhere else if you want to.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of people I know who are a little bit intimidated by games like these. When they hear about people with the difficulty and how it's such a large scale to climb sometimes. But I'm glad to know there's more accessibility with these than some people might think. So maybe this is a good introduction for a lot of those people as well.
Yeah, 100%. But very exciting. It's nice that Switch 2 is getting a lot of these big third-party ports. So far already, I feel like
Yeah.
third-party support is way better than Switch 1 was. And that's just keeping into account that these games are level with all the other platforms, which is wonderful to see on a handheld. But I think that's probably enough yapping for now. I'm really excited to play this again. How are you feeling, Daniel? You feel like this might be on your radar?
I want to give it a shot, honestly. Like, there's a lot of Souls likes and Elden Rings and all these kind of games that I've just not really had my hand in talking about and delving into. So maybe I'll just give this one a shot. Hopefully, I'll carve out another 100 hours of my life and delve into this as much as I can, just so I can also be a part of the conversation with y'all too.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we will be giving you some Elden Ring content as soon as we can. But for now, it's just that 1 minute of gameplay. But there'll be a lot of
That's all we got.
comparisons from us soon, though. So I'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.
Right. So we meet again.